What is up, Jamily? This is JamiroFan 2000 here with yet another episode of JamiroFan Talks About, where I talk about JAMIROQUAI, other related topics of topicality, and the last 25 years of the band JAMIROQUAI. And I thought I'd record a special episode to talk about, the band had been hinting, and JK most recently said that he wants JAMIROQUAI to come back to the good old U.S.A. for a U.S.A. wing of the AUTOMATON Tour. And most of us fans theorize that that tour will probably transport sometime in 2018, given that JAMIROQUAI's tour schedule for AUTOMATON is very heavy through the holidays, or at least through fall and early winter of 2017 into 2018. So that got my brain stirring. What great acts could be potentially opening for JAMIROQUAI on the U.S. wing of the AUTOMATON Tour? So I went ahead and made myself up a YouTube playlist of some great music videos from a short list of 6 artists who I think, or bands, that I think should be opening for JAMIROQUAI on their upcoming U.S. wing of the AUTOMATON Tour. And I thought I'd go ahead and give you the rundown on all 6 major artists on my YouTube list. So starting off with the band that the funk band that has been making a lot of music fans turn their heads and be amazed, the band VULFPECK, who I've talked about in previous videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. VULFPECK is in a bit of a funk renaissance with their music, and they have been one of those bands that I've just been consistently putting out great albums and music over the last, I'd say, 7-8 years. They are currently crowdsourcing a new album that will be coming out in the month of November, so keep an eye out for that. Also, there's another band that came out of VULFPECK, which was formed by one of the guitarists of VULFPECK by the name, and the band's name is Cory Wong, which is named after, actually, ironically, a song done by VULFPECK, which is probably one of their best jam songs they've done. But the band is called Cory Wong and the Green Screen Band, and they are also, much like VULFPECK, crowdsourcing their first major album release right now, too. So I've listened to some of the stuff by Cory Wong, and they are really good. At least for their affiliation with VULFPECK. These guys in VULFPECK and Cory Wong are very amazing musicians, and it seems like they're a never-ending creative bunch of great musicians. So definitely, those are my 2 top picks on my short list. But let's discuss a few others. There's a guy named by the name of Jamison, or otherwise spelled as JMSN, an absolutely amazing R&B artist who has been making a lot of waves in the R&B scene here in the United States. Most notably, bringing R&B back to its roots, which several artists in the R&B scene kind of melanged R&B with hip-hop, and R&B didn't get separated back into its original sound. But Jamison has been doing an amazing job on his albums that he's been putting out on trying to bring R&B back to its roots, bringing it back to the Johnny Hathaway type of sound. And Jamison has been putting great albums, as I said, out consistently over the last 5 to 6 years, and I would love to see him open for JAMIROQUAI. And not to mention, it would be good to see JAMIROQUAI tipping the hat to R&B, which was an integral part of the JAMIROQUAI sound over the last 25 years. So now we move on to another band that's comprised of many musicians, but a band called Tuxedo. And Tuxedo was a side project band that was started by an artist by the name of Mayor Hawthorne. And Tuxedo just does great party funk dance music. And Tuxedo has so far only put out 2 albums in their history over the last, I'd say, 5 years, but they are a great band and just a great party starter. So if JAMIROQUAI wanted to go with a band to get the crowd going in a funky type of party mood atmosphere, Tuxedo would be a great choice to be an opening band for JAMIROQUAI. And then that leads on to the guy that I mentioned at the beginning of talking about Tuxedo, a guy named Mayor Hawthorne, who has been a bit of a musical enigma, and he's been putting out really R&B, soul, funk type music. And I think he really would meld with JAMIROQUAI's sound really well. So Mayor Hawthorne, if they could get a chance, they could get Mayor Hawthorne to be an opening act for JAMIROQUAI. That would be really awesome too. Also, we come to my last choice of my final 6 artists that are on my short list. A band out of England called Childhood, who I have talked about like I said in previous episodes here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel, a band that's kind of seeing a bit of a musical U-turn. They were a alternative, or you might say alternative indie rock band, but then they kind of went their new album, Universal High, which came out this year, which is one of my favorite albums of the year. They went more of an R&B doo-wop type direction, and it really, really works for them. The Universal High album is so damn good. If they were to come with JamiroQuai over here in the United States to be an opening act, that would be really awesome because they are a great band. So that's my 6 picks for the 6 major bands that I'd like to see open for JamiroQuai on the U.S. wing of their AUTOMATON Tour. Whenever in 2018 they come here to the United States, it would be really cool to see them kind of rotate these artists out for specific tour dates. Like if they're regionally in that part of the country, like say VULFPECK is in Michigan, they play some JamiroQuai shows coming in the Midwest or something. However they choose, those are the 6 artists I'd like to see open for JamiroQuai. And I will put links to all of these artists, all their music in the description of this video down below. Because if you like what you hear, also I'll put a link to the playlist of my short list of music videos for those 6 artists to be opening potentially for JamiroQuai and the U.S. wing of the AUTOMATON Tour in the description of this video down below, so be sure to check that out. If you like any of those artists, check out all those links to the artists' music, and specifically VULFPECK and Corey Wong. They do all their albums by crowdfunding, so if you want to support them, check out their band camps, check out the links that I put in the description, and I'm sure they really would appreciate the financial support because these bands are damn good. And these bands that decide not to go with a record label and go independent, support the artist, pay for the music, enjoy what you hear, because these guys are absolutely highly talented and deserve the support of not just only the normal JamiroQuai or the normal music fan. They deserve the support of the Jamily, and I'm supporting them as much as I can by word of mouth. But I have bought their music, and they are really worth the time and trouble to support. So that's it for this JamiroFan Talks About episode. I hope you discovered some new music in the process, and I have tweeted this to JamiroQuai HQ on Twitter, so for your consideration, JamiroQuai, please pick one of these artists for your U.S. wing of the tour of AUTOMATON coming in 2018. They are all great bands, and they are really, really great party starters, you might say, like I said earlier in the episode. But that's it for this episode, and as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you again really soon with another JamiroFan Talks About and more JamiroQuai related videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Have a great weekend, everybody.